Today we are talking about motivation, what it is, the different types, and how to keep it and grow it. First things first, let's define motivation. It's that driving force that inspires us to take action and pursue our goals. It's what gets us out of bed in the morning and helps us overcome obstacles. Now, there are two main types of motivation, intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic motivation comes from within ourselves and is driven by personal satisfaction and enjoyment. Extrinsic motivation, on the other hand, comes from external factors like rewards or accolades. First, let's talk about intrinsic motivation. This type of motivation comes from within ourselves and is driven by personal satisfaction and enjoyment. It's that internal drive that inspires us to take action and pursue our goals because we find the activity itself fulfilling and rewarding. Intrinsic motivation is important because it helps us engage in activities that are meaningful and personally fulfilling. When we are intrinsically motivated, we are more likely to persevere through challenges and setbacks because we find value in the activity itself. So how do we tap into intrinsic motivation? One way is to find activities that align with our values and interests. When we are engaged in activities that are meaningful to us, we are more likely to stay motivated and find satisfaction in the process. It's also important to set goals that are personally meaningful. This gives us a sense of purpose and helps us stay motivated to work towards something that is important to us. Now let's talk about extrinsic motivation. This type of motivation comes from external factors like rewards, accolades, or external validation. While extrinsic motivation can be a useful tool to help us get started on a task, it's not as sustainable as intrinsic motivation in the long run. That's because extrinsic motivation is external and can be influenced by external factors that are beyond our control. When we rely solely on extrinsic motivation, we may lose our sense of personal satisfaction and enjoyment in the activity. However, extrinsic motivation can still play a role in helping us stay motivated. For example, setting small rewards for ourselves along the way can help keep us motivated and on track. Just be sure to balance extrinsic motivation with intrinsic motivation to ensure that we are finding personal satisfaction and enjoyment in the activity. So how do we keep and grow our motivation? Here are a few strategies. Set clear goals that are personally meaningful and align with our values and interests. This gives us direction and a sense of purpose. Find activities that are personally fulfilling and enjoyable. When we are engaged in activities that we find meaningful and enjoyable, it's easier to stay motivated. Surround ourselves with supportive and encouraging people. Having a strong support system can make all the difference in staying motivated and on track. Take care of ourselves physically and mentally. When we are well rested and feeling good, it's easier to stay motivated. Use rewards and incentives to help keep us motivated. Just be sure to balance extrinsic motivation with intrinsic motivation to ensure that we are finding personal satisfaction and enjoyment in the activity. Be kind to ourselves and practice self-compassion. When we hit a rough patch and start to lose motivation, it's important to be understanding and not get too hard on ourselves. By implementing these strategies, we can keep and grow our motivation so that we can pursue our goals with passion and determination. Thanks for sticking around for this longer episode on motivation. I hope you found it helpful and have some practical takeaways that you can apply to your own life. If you have any questions or want to share your own tips for staying motivated, leave a comment below. And as always, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Until next time, take care.